Hello friends, my name is Natalie. I am the artist and owner of NMC Design Studio, a small art business run out of Seattle, Washington. I put out videos about my art and running a small art business, so if that interests you, be sure to subscribe. Today I'm going to be chatting with you and showing you some of the new products that are going to be in the online shop update on May 10th. There are a lot of new Pride products as well as some new stationery products and some other things. A little bit less fandom, fan art type items this time around, but I hope you enjoy some of the more original art. Lots of birds. This is kind of like the Pride drop, so you can order and get all of your new Pride stuff before June. And when planning out shop updates, I wanted to have for a year, so like every quarter, and this is just the month that made the most sense in terms of the division of when I want to have new things drop. If you've been to any of my in-person events for the last month-ish, you might have seen a lot of these new things already because I've had them in hand for a bit. When I get stuff in hand, I generally just bring it with me to markets. So you also might see some things that aren't going to be released online until September, November, because I would have designed them and ordered them with maybe some other things that I was getting for this month. I'm specifically thinking of things like keychains because I just tend to do a bunch of designs and order them all at once. And some of those keychain designs I have slated to release later this year rather than right now. So we'll start off looking at the Pride things. So first up we have the pronoun stickers. For these, I wanted to do something with pronouns because I don't have too many things along that line. And I thought the idea of having like a little name tag and was thinking about what character I wanted to use and always go back to using Gus the Duck. And what first came to mind was that meme of the duck kind of looking down at you and you can see the duck's chest. And so that is what inspired this design. And I put a bunch of different pronouns. I didn't do any combinations of pronouns like she, they, he, they, or any of the more, I guess, uncommon like Zier or Ella or Faye, things like that. But I did want to make sure to include the any pronouns and ask me to kind of make sure that those groups could grab something like the Ask Me. And I also thought of the idea of doing a blank one where you could write in what your pronouns were, but I wasn't sure how pen or Sharpie would hold up on this sticker material. So that might be something that I experiment with in the future. Let me know if you like that idea or would be interested in something like that. While I was ordering some other items from Rogue Race, which is a popular manufacturer that a lot of people use for acrylic keychains and things like that, I saw that they had button pins as an option, and they had a bunch of different fun finishes like holographic finishes and iridescence and things like that. So I used that same design and ordered a bunch of button pins with the pronouns. So it's all the same options, but the ducks are sparkly and there is a holographic finish over the top of them. Fun thing with this one is how the glitter came out is not how I originally imagined it. I think I just misinterpreted what they were doing with the white layer and all that jazz. So the duck was not intended to be the sparkly or glitter area, but the background was originally supposed to be the glitter area and then the holographic laminate across all of it. However, I think they still came out fine. I think if I were to do them again, I would try and do what I originally imagined in my head. And I was pretty disappointed when they first came because I was like, oh, they're not how I imagined them. But they sold really well at SakuraCon, so it seems like y'all are enjoying them and I hope you do like them. Sparkly ducks, like who can go wrong with that? Another thing that I got from Vogue Race for this Pride drop was temporary tattoos, and I'm really excited to be able to bring these guys to all of my Pride events that'll be coming up in June. Peek behind the curtains. I'm filming this about a week and a half before my shop update actually goes live, and I have not decided on a price for these guys. So we'll see what that ends up coming to. But I think it'll be a really fun, maybe freebie for some of my Pride events. Like if you spend above a certain amount, you get to pick one for free. Other fun thing about these guys is the mirroring is all messed up, so the text ends up being backwards when you put it on. What can you do? I think I mirrored the design, and then Vograce probably also mirrored it, so it ended up flipping back and forth too many times, and that was the issue. They still do look really great on. I tested one out for a short that I'll be releasing at some point. They stay on really well too. I had it on for like a day before I attempted to scrub it off, and I had to really scrub to get it off, and this was also in between like washing my hands multiple times. I took a shower, so it stays on really well. I also made a new washi tape design, and this has all of the Pride flag ducks marching in like a little parade. Then the last new Pride item is this new sticker from my new sticker series, which is like I am blank or M blank. So this one says I'm here, I'm queer, and it's a little queer quail with a Pride flag wrapped around them. And I just think it turned out really cute. But that brings us to the end of the Pride items, and we'll go into some of the more miscellaneous things. So starting off the rest of the M Blank series, we have this turkey saying M dumb, this pigeon M artist, the quail again saying M designer, the duck saying M coder, and the goose saying M gamer goose. I've been wanting to do some different birds for a while now. I have a lot of Gus the duck and not many of other birds. I have a pigeon sticker, which I kind of redid the design of the pigeon for this series. And I also have a Big Goose Energy sticker, which is fairly popular. And I also redid the design of the goose for this series. But I'm really happy with some of the little secrets or funny jokes that I put in. Continuing the bird theme, we have a new keychain of Gus with a little item. So we have Good Gus with a little flower bouquet, and then we have Evil Gus with a knife. And I'm really happy with how this came out. It was originally inspired by a sticker design that is not released that said duck off, and Gus had a knife that he was holding in his mouth. And then we have two sun catcher designs. We have Gus in the rain with a little rain cloud shape, and we have Gus in the pond just swimming. And then a new addition to the Alphabet Soup series of stickers. This one is Community is Everything. And the idea behind this one is that I already am donating 50% of the profits of every soup sticker sale to various charities that align with the different messages. So any profits from this will be donated to various community being the Seattle area in Washington, any donation requests, things like that from different community members who may be struggling. And then a brief intermission for some Kiki's Delivery Service items before we get to the new stationery items. We have a mini sticker sheet. This one I haven't quite decided, but it probably won't be my normal sticker sheet price just because it is a mini one. This was originally designed as a prize for a Ghibli stamp rally for SakuraCon, and I have extras. The extras will be sold and listed as part of this shop drop, and probably won't be restocked unless they are exceptionally popular. And then I have two new 5x7 prints that are using the artwork from my Kiki's Delivery Service art. And then I forgot to grab it, but I also have a new print that will be available in the shop. It is also a leftover from a SakuraCon stamp rally. It is the D&D OC stamp rally, so it is a block print of the pseudo dragon for my D&D original character Alice, and it is her familiar pseudo dragon named Philip. And finally, the new stationery items. I have a new notepad that is going to be released. It's very similar to my daily plan notepad, but it is a weekly option. So I kind of took what I like about planners when I actually use them and turned it into a notepad. So each sheet has a spot for you to put the dates of the day. So you do not have to use this every single week, but you can if you want. and you have a section to put the different hours. And then you also have the to-dos at the bottom. In a lot of planners, you'll find that the Saturday and Sunday to-do list ends up being shorter because they kind of smush the weekend days in there. I did change the layout for Saturday and Sunday, but I actually increased the amount of to-do options because, at least for me, I find that I tend to use my weekends to get more things done. So I shortened the hours for Saturday and Sunday that you can kind of mark off and increased the to-do options. So just a little thing that I personally prefer. I don't know if other people prefer it, but let me know. And then we have a new Stardew Valley washi tape. The artwork shows some of the different foraging items that you can get in the different seasons in Stardew Valley. And then finally we have a new Rude card. This one is the Congrats card, and you can read for yourself what is inside. And those are all the new products. And those are all the new products that are going to be in the May shop update. So keep an eye on the shop. The update will be live on May 10th at 10 a.m. If you want to get in and view the update before anyone else has access to it, newsletter subscribers and Ko-fi subscribers of any tier will get a password to view the shop 2 days early before anyone else has access. So make sure you subscribe to either of those by Wednesday this week. Thank you so much for hanging out and looking at all the new items and listening to me talk about some of the inspiration behind some of them. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe. I put out videos every Monday about my artwork and running a small art business, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!